Hi there, gays, fruit flies, and allies. I am Barrett, Laurie, and thank you for joining me. It's time for a new video to the Let's Talk About Butt Stuff playlist. Before we get into that, we are going to take care of the channel maintenance, though. If you're new here, consider clicking that subscribe button and dinging the bell. The bell gives you notifications every time I upload new content to the channel, which is 2 times every single week. If you enjoy this content, you will need to click that like button in order to let me know. And feel free to comment in the comments below. I engage with everybody except you marketing spammers and porn scammers. If you're not already, head over to the socials. You're going to find me at Barrett_Laurie at Twitter and Instagram. Give me a follow, and I look forward to engaging with you there. The topic of the day today is Remicade. I had a new YouTube subscriber and friend, Jaisel, ask me to do a video on Remicade, the side effects, the way it's administered, and basically what they can do to ensure that their team considers it for them for treatment. So Jaisel has said on my channel before that they are also suffering from an anal fistula. Let me start off by saying I am so sorry. It is a nightmare, and I literally feel your pain twice, because I had to. Like, wowza. First of all, my heart goes out to you. I've actually done a video on Remicade, which I'm gonna link up here, but do me a solid and watch this one instead. When I went back and rewatched that one, it's one of my earliest videos, and holy moly, I should have gotten much more into the editing back then and trimmed that video way, way down. Also, I say about 4,000 times in a 20-minute time span. So, we're gonna cover most of what I cover in that video here. Remicade, also called Infliximab, is a biologic that is currently FDA approved, one of 2 FDA approved drugs for Remicade. So we're gonna start at the end of your question and work backwards. The best way that you can get your team to consider Remicade for you, because it is incredibly expensive, and I believe you tell me you live in Puerto Rico, so that tells me you're living under the American healthcare system. Sorry. Also feel you there. It's incredibly expensive. So insurance companies are hesitant, if not downright adversarial, to prescribing it to patients. So I went through a almost month-long battle with my insurance company. It was this time almost exactly in 2020 when my doctors started fighting with my insurance company to get Remicade approved. It took them almost 5 weeks to do that, and that was with my doctor throwing a mountain of information at the insurance company to get them to overturn their ruling. I don't know what your team is like, Jaisel, but here's what I'll tell you. If your team is not advocating for everything they can do for you to get those fistulas under control and to stop happening, then find yourself some new doctors. I know that's hard. I know that you live in Puerto Rico, so I don't know what your access is, especially to a research hospital, but I personally am going to doctors that work at Barnes Jewish, which is connected with Washington University here in St. Louis. I find that doctors that work in research hospitals are much more likely to push for their patients' care against the insurance company. So what you need first is an advocate for you. But if you're going into your doctors with nothing more than the information that you have, what you want to go into them and say is, I know that Infliximab or Remicade is an approved medication for Crohn's, especially those with anal fistulas. Do your homework. Hop online, Google Remicade and FDA approval for Crohn's and anal fistula. Just put them in there with some pluses between your short stanzas and do a search. You're looking for any kind of scholastic journal that has printed something in the last 10 years, there will be several, that talk about the effectiveness of Remicade for those of us suffering from Crohn's, specifically anal fistulas. So get that information at your fingertips so you can give it to your doctor to give to your insurance company. If your doctor doesn't want to go that route and they're not willing to fight on your behalf, check out this video I did on how to fight your insurance company for your care. Watch that video. It's also an early video, so again, it could have been a little shorter, but it gives the breakdown of what you're going to need to fight your insurance company and win. So check out that video here, okay? Now let's talk about the Remicade. It is my magic nectar. So right off the top, I started Remicade 1 year ago next month. It has changed my life. First of all, as far as the side effects go, I haven't suffered any side effects. Now, when you start taking Remicade, they're going to give you some pre-meds every time you go in to be infused. And what that is just Benadryl and Tylenol. So over-the-counter medications that they want you to take. The Benadryl is in case you have an allergic reaction. And they basically give it to you as a preventative measure in case something doesn't go as planned. However, as far as the side effects go, I have not suffered any. Now, what I will say with that is, by the time I'm going in for my Remicade dose, which for me is every 6 weeks and about to be every 4 weeks, which is really close together. Normally, those Remicade infusions are done every 8 weeks. However, my case is so severe that I get Remicade every 6 weeks and about to be every 4 weeks. What I find is when it's time for me to go in for Remicade, I'm usually completely worn down. My energy level is at a 2 on a scale of 10 maybe, and it usually takes 2 days or so after that infusion for me to really come back to life. The day of the infusion, I do still take the pre-meds, so I do take the Benadryl. It makes me tired. I usually come home from the infusion, sleep most of that day, and then the next day until I'm up and right as rain. You asked what the process is for being given Remicade. That is an infusion. So what that looks like is going to an infusion center. So here where I go, it's connected to the cancer infusion center. So where people go for chemotherapy is where I go for my infusions. Usually it's on a different floor, it's not the same. However, it is a similar process in that you sit there and wait about 3 hours. They put a little needle in your hand. It doesn't hurt. It might feel cold when it first runs into your veins. Your veins will feel kind of chilly, but honestly, there's no pain. If you can get around needles, which I hated at the beginning of this, and now I can watch them stick me no problem, you're gonna be just fine. I would say bring an iPad, bring a book, bring magazines. You can't really bring a friend right now because of COVID, but in the future you will be able to bring someone with you, because it is 2.5 to 3 hours while you sit there while the drip goes into your veins. Now, I am currently participating in a study that is being done to shorten that time span. So in other states, including Michigan, according to a friend of mine who has Crohn's and is being treated with Remicade there, as well as some friends abroad, their Remicade infusions are done in about an hour to an hour and a half. I am currently in a study that is doing this here in St. Louis to get it approved in Missouri so that Remicade infusions can be done much, much shorter than they are now. However, I wasn't chosen for the fast group.
I was chosen for the control group.
I love to go in and take a book. I read until the Benadryl kicks in and I get tired, and then I sleep the rest of the time. They have heated blankets. My chair reclines. They have a little TV that I could watch cable if I wanted to. They have Wi-Fi. You can download a movie, watch a movie. You can read a book. You can do pretty much anything to kill the time, but you will have about 2 to 2.5 hours. There really, like I said, for me, have not been any side effects. Now, that's different for everybody. I have friends who say it wipes them for several days. I have friends who have their Remicade, don't take the pre-meds, so they don't take Benadryl anymore. They go in, do their infusion, and go right back to work. So it just kind of depends on you, your situation, and how your body reacts. What I would say, and as I say in all of these videos, listen to your body. Talk to your doctor. Visit with them, advocate for your own health care, and you're gonna have to fight, because unfortunately, these doctors sometimes know that the fight with the insurance company is a battle and one that they don't want to take on. So you're gonna have to be your own advocate and fight, fight, fight. Again, my advice is to go to them and tell them what you want. Say, hey, I've heard from other friends who have Crohn's disease, specifically with anal fistulas, or in my case, my Crohn's is diagnosed as complex paraanal Crohn's disease. If that's what you have, say, this guy is getting a great response to Remicade. I know that it's an FDA-approved drug. Why aren't we going down that path? And start that dialogue, because that's the only way you're gonna get to the bottom of your question. I hope I answered your questions. If not, hop in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer them as best I can. As always, Jaisel, remember that my DMs are open on both Instagram and Twitter. So if you wanna reach out to me directly, or if there's something I didn't touch on enough, or if there's something really personal you wanna talk about that you don't want talked about on a video with everyone on YouTube, then please slide into my DMs. I will be happy to visit with you there. Thank you for the question, Jaisel. Thank you for the video request. If any of the rest of you have any video requests for what I can talk about regarding my experience with Crohn's disease, my chronic illness, my journey, anything that you might want to know or want a video on, drop it in the comments below. I do pay attention and I do my best to Fulfill your requests. I appreciate you. If you're new here, consider clicking that subscribe button and dinging the bell. The bell gives you notifications every time I upload new content to the channel, which is 2 times every single week. If you enjoy that content, go ahead and smash that like button. Helps me with the algorithm and it lets me know you like what I'm talking about. If you're new here and you're not already, head over to the socials. You're gonna find me at Barrett_Laurie at Twitter and Instagram. Give me a follow and I look forward to chatting with you there. So everyone, stay healthy and well. And Jaisel, I hope that answered your questions.